Good A, ladies and gents. Good A, good B, good C. Not going to go to the next one. Welcome back to the 37th episode of Figure Friday. Holy hell, holy Toledo. That might be a catchphrase. I don't know. I hope the people of Toledo are happy with that. Anyway, if you have eyes and ears, you'll be able to see Wrestling Figure News podcast on the screen right now. Justin Kendall, how the heck are you?
I'm doing well. It's great to be back in the Nick Storm vortex.
Yeah, dude. Trademark. You need to put that on a shirt before I do. I swear.
You need all the royalties for it. No, I'm not gonna blow up your spot.
That's so true. But hey, speaking of blowing up spots, dude, this is gonna blow up this episode, guys. Our next guest from the you guys might know him, AEW wrestler, the esteemed tag team FTR. I believe it stands for F the Revival, or we'll get into the Wikipedia. We'll ask him all about that. But please welcome our special guest, Cash Wheeler.
No flips, just fists.
Yeah. This was rehearsed.
Wow.
No, it clearly was not. And anyway,
Travis,
looking
dude,
at the screen, I look far more like Daredevil or something with these damn sunglasses on.
This is true. I need to see the suit. Next time you're on here, dude, you're gonna have the full suit. Bring those sunnies on. You know, I don't know. Do a little bit of flip.
Man.
Maybe do some flips as well. No fists, just
Might
flips.
as well. We already broke the cycle. Let's just flip.
Let's just flip at this point, right?
Yeah, just do nothing but flips. Forget toys. It's all about flipping toys.
Exactly. And look,
let's put them all on eBay and flip them.
Yeah,
not Mercari.
Not Mercari.
Nah,
Okay,
Mercari's for the ghetto. Yeah.
Hey, sometimes you get some good deals on Mercari, but dude, fun fact, we don't have access to that over here. Australia just no Mercari. So, hey, you guys can keep your ghetto.
I'm pretty sure the streets of Australia are Mercari. Anyway, from what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I just go down a back alleyway and we trade off some Cody top picks. You know, it's whatever.
Kangaroo.
Exactly, yeah. With a kangaroo, he puts it in his pouch and he hops away. But dude, Travis and Justin, I want to talk about like what you guys have going on YouTube right now. You guys are making a show. You're not making a show. You've had the freaking show, dude.
We're making it.
Tell me all about that. It's
in development right now. We got to talk to some producers and work it out at Comic-Con. And
oh yeah. So a toy, is it a wrestling figure news kind of mood, I believe?
Right, but that ended because you and Justin are pretty much doing the show every week now. So I don't know. This is like I'm joking, but yeah, you've been killing it, Nick. So it's like to the point where I don't even have to do it anymore. You're just there.
We got a trio.
Dude, we'll just have you show up. Yeah, this would be like the Freebird rule, right?
Yeah,
this would be like the Freebird rule.
Wait, hold on. What tag match was it where they wouldn't allow the new member to come in? This just happened, like on AEW or something. Christopher Daniels. Oh, it was Juice Robinson.
That's right. They stripped the titles.
That's us. They're taking the titles away from us. They're not letting Trav Moody back in the match.
No, they're disqualifying they're disqualifying all of us, actually. We are suffering the repercussions because of that. Yeah. I want to shout out real quickly some people we have in the chat. Dude, Kids Figs was here before we even started the damn stream. Should be a great episode. I appreciate the high hopes you have. Let's see what hindsight has to say about that. But no, welcome, Kids Figs. Nice to see you around. DJ Five Ash, what's up, fellas? How you doing, my good fella right there? And Jacob the Wrestling Fan, what's going on, people? Good to see some familiar faces. And DJ Five Ash, where's DJ Six Ash at? That's what I want to know.
Four Ash.
Four Ash. Maybe 4 Ash, maybe 3 Ash. Like I want to know his ancestry at this point. But this is not Ancestry Friday. This is Figure Damn Friday, right? So I guess Justin, you've been on the show a few times here, but Travis, this is your first time on, so I want to ask you, what drove? I remember asking this to Justin as well. What sort of drove you to creating a YouTube channel, and where did that drive sort of initially start for you?
More importantly, do we wear sunglasses the entire episode?
I'm contractually obligated to, but you don't have to at all.
Justin.
Matthew Murdoch.
Justin takes them off.
My gimmick on this show. I got to look like hot stuff Eddie Gilbert and wear these glasses, but you can take them off.
Well, but then I won't be as cool as you guys, which I'm already not. So I got to wear the
Stop
sunglasses
that.
to overcompensate.
Look at those detolfs in the back. They haven't broken yet, dude. I think you're cooler than both of us, okay? They haven't snapped yet.
Despite all the earthquakes we get. But yeah, man, a toy kind of mood. All right, revealed. It was just something to do. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time about it because it's about wrestling figure news. But a toy kind of mood quickly was, like every other YouTube channel out there, spawned during the COVID era, something to do. Really started with G.I. Joe Classified. We're mostly like a Joe channel. Actually, I was thinking about it. I was hanging out at the pool and I was thinking about it. And I was like, wow, a toy kind of mood is really the biggest G.I. Joe centric YouTube channel going to Comic-Con. I mean, obviously there are way bigger YouTubers like your Pixel Dan and Robo and there's millions of them. But I'm saying as far as G.I. Joe first, I don't think there's any other YouTube channel bigger that's going to Comic-Con to cover what they're doing. So we've been mostly known for G.I. Joe Classified, but we're a toy kind of mood. We're not a Joe kind of mood, so we cover everything. And I love wrestling figures, but our audience doesn't necessarily love it. But I love it, and Justin is the man because he allowed me to. He provided this outlet because I was a guest a couple times, and we just like to shoot the shit about toys and life and stuff. And I was like, oh, let's just do something a couple times a month. Sometimes it's once a month, but it's fun, man, and it allows me to get that scratch that figure itch. You know what I mean? That I don't get to do that on a toy kind of move because it's Joe, Marvel, McFarlane. Like once we talk about wrestling, it's very niche, and we don't get an opportunity to do it as much, and Justin really allows for it. So I got to thank him most of all.
Hell yeah! Round of applause for Justin, and round of applause for you because it's kind of tricky because when you're pigeonholed already into maybe a G.I. Joe channel. I want to know, like, have you figured out, is there any crossover in your opinion with when it comes to G.I. Joe and wrestling figures?
Well, that's usually something that Justin and I try to explore on the episode, right? So we're both obviously wrestling guys and we're both Joe guys. So I try to find ways. We definitely did somewhat of a crossover, a couple episodes talking about the Sergeant Slaughter that was released. Even if you can't really correlate it into wrestling, he was a wrestler. And then we had some topics like who would you want to see, what wrestler would you want to see like as a Joe? We've had John Cena wear that G.I. Joe kind of blast shirt at WrestleMania last year. There's always, obviously Batista and The Miz have crossed over into military type movies. There's always these kind of things. So there's always going to be a crossover, but I wish it was a lot bigger for my sake than it is. Right. I don't know. Why do you think, maybe Justin could answer, but why do you guys think that's so? Why do you think, like, I feel like a lot of wrestling fans like G.I. Joe, but a lot of G.I. Joe fans don't like wrestling. Like, am I wrong about that? I don't know. It's weird.
I don't know. I mean, your Kyle Petersons are pretty big into the crossover. So I think that there's crossover. I'm just not sure why it doesn't translate necessarily on your channel. Maybe you just haven't reached the people yet. You got to reach out and touch the screen.
Well, hey, even Kyle today or yesterday posted his top 10 most anticipated. Shout out to Kyle, by the way, good dude. I'm going to hang out with him at Comic-Con, just like Justin will. We'll all get together. But Kyle did a top 10 most anticipated G.I. Joe Classified, and he's known as a wrestling guy. And even his intro was like, "All right, guys, like." And this is a guy who has 40-something thousand subscribers. He's one of the YouTube gods of toy gods, and he had to explain, like, I know you guys know me for my WWE and wrestling, but I'm a G.I. Joe fan. He had to explain himself, and he's got 40,000 plus subscribers, and we have 4,000. So it's like, imagine if he has to explain it. Imagine what we have to go through, which with a much smaller audience. Like you said, once you're pigeonholed, you're pigeonholed. Even a guy like Kyle who reviews every damn toy ever. He reviews everything. Motu,
it's
McFarlane.
Ridiculous.
He's still a wrestling guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't even matter. Like he still gets good numbers on his other stuff, but it's nowhere as much as like if he gets a WWE thing early. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and
It's
every
crazy.
figure he
Yeah.
reviews, he has a shirt for it. It's ridiculous. He has a different shirt for every review. I at least lose count so easily. But yeah, that's interesting. That's definitely an interesting question. I want to know what the chat thinks about that too. The crossover between GI Joe and wrestling, because I think hearing people like Kyle Peterson or maybe even wrestlers now that were figure fans and love the LJNs and stuff like that, they would always bring up GI Joes. And in my experience hearing it, a lot of them would bring up GI Joes and unscrewing the back and making fix ups and stuff like that with different GI Joes back in the day. So I feel
Look at
like
the
there is
comment. Look at it.
Ryan Sweeney. For frick's sake, Moody, quit complaining. We all love wrestling figures. You hear that? Ryan's putting you on blast, Travis.
You know what? Maybe they like it. But I think with wrestling is constant media, right? You got
Yeah,
Dynamite, Rampage, Collision. You got SmackDown, Raw, and NXT. You got like 6-7 hours of wrestling for each brand every week, right?
yeah.
So it's like already got 10 to 15 hours. That doesn't even count New Japan, who's about to do the G1 and take over my life.
Yeah, oh
The
yeah.
TNA, Indies, all that. I think wrestling fans in general, and I've had conversations like with Steve Ozer about this, and even like Jonathan from Ringside, and I'm
Yep.
always wondering like why is it so hard to break through with wrestling figures compared to like G.I. Joe and Marvel? It's because a lot of wrestling fans like wrestling, and then the ones who like the wrestling figures might have their OGs. Where like if you're talking about Marvel, it could be anything. There's comics. There's like
Yeah.
it's more G.I. Joe has no media. They have old cartoons from the 80s and movies that are sucky, and then comics, not really reading comics as much. So if you do a YouTube show on G.I. Joe, people are gonna watch it. They're gonna find it, right? Because they're looking for
Hmm.
it. Wrestling, I don't know. Like it's kind of like I don't know. How do you feel? I mean, Nick, you have a wrestling show. You have a great wrestling show, a great wrestling social media. Like, what do you think
Thank
about
you.
that? And obviously, Justin has the best wrestling figure blog. But like, how do you feel about wrestling fans versus wrestling figure fans? Like what do you
Yeah.
see there?
I I I feel like I don't know, it might just be in my case and my experience, but I feel like the tribalism that cuz wrestling is so in your face now, and I was watching an interview with Cody Rhodes last night and he was talking about wrestling is so in your face and the fans are aggressive about it. It's so they're passionate. They're so I think wrestling has never been more booming, and you've heard people say that for the past 3 or 4 years. Wrestling has never been this hot, and I feel like it's just on an upwards trajectory. And in that case, I feel like there is a little bit of tribalism seeping into wrestling figures, if that makes sense. I see it like
You
it's not
mean
all
wait,
the time.
do you mean tribalism like I'm a Mattel WWE collector and not a Jaguars, or do you mean I go to
No,
like
no,
My
no.
Damn Toys and Kyle Peterson, but I don't go to like other channels? Like I just go to my like Alex West, and is that what
Right.
you mean by tribalism?
No.
Like
So no, not yours. I'm not calling anyone out, but just like,
no, these are all friends of ours. I'm just saying
yeah,
like
yeah,
they're popular and they're great, but I'm saying like
yeah.
there's not like where I feel like Marvel, you can start a channel today, and if you do good content, people are gonna find Marvel Legends content. But if you
Right.
start a wrestling figure channel today, good. I don't know if I can swear on the show. Good freaking luck. Like it's
No, swear,
hard. I'm
dude.
saying it's
You
hard to
can
break
go
through.
ham. You can go ham.
Okay. Well, good fucking luck. It's hard to me. It's hard like to break through with wrestling figures like
Yeah.
coverage. I mean, I'm looking all the way around YouTube, and a lot of it doesn't do well.
Right.
I'm not even talking about us. We're fine. We're good. But I'm just saying this is not a lot. It doesn't do as well as like Marvel and other things.
Exactly. Yeah.
GI
And
Joe.
and I guess to like elaborate a little bit on the tribalism aspect, I feel like um in my experience, maybe it's just being like a big AEW fan or something like that. It feels like sometimes Jazzwares to certain people, and this is not even like the big YouTube reviewers. This is just like smaller, accounts that I've been seeing on comment sections, but they don't like let up. It's the only thing they talk about, and they just like dump on the AEW figures and whether it would be like warranted or whatever the case. This could actually segue into one of our next topics here. Maybe it is warranted or whatever the case, but it feels like a lot of it is old man shaking fist at the cloud sometimes. There is a little bit of, I don't know, it feels like an uphill battle that they're trying to sort of thing. And I don't know, they started out hot in my opinion. We could talk about the Jazzwares.
Yeah, let's
line. Hell,
fucking segue.
let's. Did my rambling make any sense?
Let's get into it. Let's talk figures.
It didn't.
I think it's a perfect segue. Yeah.
It is a perfect segue. Hey, fellas, dude. Oh, yeah, damn right. We are fellas. It's good to see your face, Matt Goldberg. How you doing, MBG?
Hey, fella.
Hey, fella. What's up, guys? How you doing? Justin Bates. Joe M as well is in the chat. I'll read everything up here real quick. But, guys, if you've seen on the Instawebs and everything, I posted a discussion thread, if you would, on the AEW Jazzwares line, just to get, like, a sort of consensus where the consumer sort of lies with the line. And I'm going to do the same with, I want to do Ultimate Editions, Elites at some points, even like ringside exclusive, you know, that whole thing. But to talk more on the Jazzware sort of thing, that was just like a hubs for people to, you know, sort of say their criticisms, their opinions, and maybe, you know, the right person sees something like that. And I don't know, maybe something happens for it or something. You know, I'm just trying to better whatever the case is with this figure line, because I'm a big fan of it. But I want to know, are there any takeaways from maybe that post that you guys saw, or any takeaways in general for the line of Jazzware so far?
A lot. I can speak to it a lot because I buy just about everything. I mean, I got the Mox and MJF 2-pack recently, and you'll see this isn't the same hoodie or torso because it was ruined out of the package because they refuse to change, like they refuse to stop packing figures in soft goods in black, and they stain, and they know this, and they've known this for 5 years, and they keep doing it, and they've been told, and we've been told that they're going to fix it, and they don't fix it, and it's just the cycle repeats, and it's frustrating to, well, I spent $20 on this 2-pack, so I don't have a lot to complain about, but when one of the figures comes out ruined, it does suck, and it doesn't make you want to go back. But then something like this, you see this robe, and you're like, this is one of the best soft goods things that Jazzwares has produced. It's like highs and lows right. With them. Like, they came out of the gates hot. They had some missteps with the skin tone, and they haven't really gotten it right. We've seen corrections at sometimes, and then it'll go back to the gray bodies. There's just so many like quality issues and inconsistencies, and you know, we all want it to succeed. And I think part of the problem is, like we've been told too, that they're going to fix some of these issues, like all the Nyla Rose figures that are still at my Walmart store hanging around. I think I counted 5 or 6 today, you know, and they were supposed to be cleaned out as part of that sort of purge earlier this year, and they didn't get it done. And
dude, they're letting Iowa have all the Nyla Roses. You're so lucky.
I know. I feel so lucky. Well, and Kyle Peterson's running joke was Rio. Like, we had Rio for forever, and now we have Nyla. It's just like so many different things. Like you get a high, and then you get a low, and then it's like there's lulls in between releases, and you can't really build momentum that way. And there are just so many characters, and I've rambled way too long, but there's so many good characters that they haven't even touched on yet. And they're doing a lot of repaints. And that's a Jack's playbook is a lot of repaints, re-releases, and that they're definitely going down that route.
Yeah, and you know, Mattel do re-releases as well.
Oh, yeah.
But we're seeing more re-releases sort of in their own line, if that makes sense, like top picks and stuff like that, greatest hits from the vault. So their re-releases are sort of warranted, I feel like repaints and stuff like that. You know, going back to like watching interviews with some of the Jazzwares employees, maybe in 2020, 2021, whenever the case is, you know, hearing like, oh yeah, we want to do different head scans with every release for every time. It's like, oh yeah, dude, I'm so down for that. And then, you know, and then we see Kinnick on the FTR, you know, head scan, and then we see Travis Moody on the other FTR head scan. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm not complaining. I love Kinnick and Travis. I mean, I'll grab those figures. What the hell?
these were game changers out of the gate. When you can do this and you can swap the legs and the torsos, and that's the thing. Like, this came ruined. I replaced the torso. I shouldn't have to do it, but I could do it. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't like I was stuck. But like, if I'm a kid or somebody that doesn't have the resources of an adult collector,
Yeah.
I would be doing that. But I've got more Jazzware stuff on my desk than I have anything else.
Me too, dude.
It's
This whole table is Jazzwares out. Like, I love the line, and I'm gonna continue to support it until, I don't know, probably the day I perish and go into the ground, maybe. And,
Oh, that line will be
or-
good done way before that happens. Yeah,
the
way
rally's
before.
coming.
The rally's coming,
Uh,
dude.
Well, and even like the Supreme, which I got the Sting, and I will say, like, there are good things about it, there are bad things about it. It's like, in some ways it feels very fragile on the arms, like I'm afraid it's going to break. In
Right.
other, like, this head sculpt, one of the best I think that they've done. Like, just
I love
so
the
many
smeared
little
paint.
details to this figure, and it's such a mixed bag for me.
Right. Yeah, and like they will have releases, and actually, Travis, I want to know what you think on this line. Are you a big collector of the Jazzwares AEW line? Where do you sort of stand? What's your opinion on the line so far?
I'm a bigger fan of All Elite Wrestling than WWE. So, I mean, I watch all the show. I don't watch NXT at all. I think I keep hearing it's good. I just to save time on can only watch and do so much.
Yeah.
Once they fell out of Black and Gold and AEW was kind of hitting on all cylinders, I stopped watching NXT. But I like AEW better. But the toys have been very disappointing to me, and they have highs and lows. I cherry pick. I think they do great with the facial paint figures, Lucha
Yeah.
Brothers, Sting, Darby Allin, Dustin Runnels, figures like that. But when it comes to the face scans, they're all over the place. You just made a joke about, me being Cash Wheeler. It's just, but yeah, it's ridiculous. They don't have, I don't know if they have that true effects, that digital print that WWE likes to call it. Maybe they don't want to invest. Genesis, to me, is a big enough toy company with Squishmallows that they could afford to do that. They could afford to give us these realistic scans. I mean, not that every scan in WWE Elite and Ultimate Edition is perfect, but they're more consistent overall than Jazzwares. But just to round this off, is man, I don't know. I think Jazzwares, it cares about Jazzwares, and WWE Mattel is, obviously the biggest toy company around, so they have departments. So you have your people who only care every day about WWE, and they might have to step over and care about Street Sharks, or something
Right.
like that. Where Jazzwares is Pokemon, Squishmallows. It's not like they don't have departments at Jazzwares, but it's so small. It's so much smaller. They have the smaller resources, and look at AEW doesn't even have a toy panel at Comic Con. They have a wrestling panel, and then they have a Jazzwares panel where they're going to talk about AEW figures for 10 minutes, where Mattel gets a whole hour of a panel at Comic Con. It's a whole, so the tribalism comments that we see and people, it's like yin and yang. You can't compare these two things. It's like you
Yeah.
can't compare AEW to WWE, first of all, but then if you want to get
Right.
into the toys, you can't compare because you got the monster of Mattel. Now, if Hasbro did AEW, then it's even Steven. Even though WWE is
Right.
a popular brand, at least you would have the Hasbro money behind it. But Jazzwares is just it's a small part of what they do. You know
I
what I mean? Like I think despite having Barbie and Hot Wheels and Motu, I think that there's way more invested in what WWE brings. And trust me, you're asking the guy who presents them at their private toy fair. So I know the marketing stuff
Right.
ins and out. I hear it, and they really care about the WWE brand because it's a high skew for them every year in action figures. It's like, you got your McFarlane, your Marvel Legends, your Jurassic World, and WWE is usually in that top five. Sometimes it's number one. Depends on what goes on with WrestleMania and what figures we get in the line. But
Mhm.
it's a consistent skew for them. They care about it more
I
than maybe Jazzwares cares about AEW, unfortunately.
I think the other point that maybe we should bring up is it's a communication thing. And
Right.
Mattel is very lucky to have Steve Ozer out front and very vocal and interactive. And Jazzwares doesn't really have that. And you can bring up Jeremy Bedower, but he doesn't really speak for the brand. It's like there's a disconnect in what he posts and what happens. And, you know, you saw it the other day with the San Diego Comic-Con announcement. It was supposed to hit at a certain time. It didn't. And then people are like going to him. But we can't even get like answers to, you know, why certain people aren't in the line and why these lineups change so much or what's even going on. And that ends up leading to like a snowball effect of what's happening with the line. Is the line dying? We saw this like a year ago or whatever.
Justin, I don't even think they know. That's the thing. So Jeremy, to his credit, he runs the entire Jazzwares. He is Jazzwares. Right. He's the owner. So imagine the owner of Mattel, some CEO in a suit,
Will Ferrell,
that got made fun of in the Barbie movie, right?
Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell's character tweeting to us about wrestling figures. That's Jeremy, but Jeremy is obviously more hands-on, and you know, but that's basically the position Jeremy's in. It's not actually fair to Jeremy. Now, could he construct it better? Maybe, because it's a smaller company, he doesn't have the trust and he doesn't have the guy in it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, these guys that are in the panels at Jazzwares, and like we've seen the panels at Double or Nothing, they seem happy to just be there. They don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. What do you think about that?
I think that there were people who were speaking out and saying, "Oh, Abaddon got canceled or isn't coming out or something," and then those messages disappeared, and it was like it felt like they were like actually, you know, trying to communicate with the collector. And Jeremy, of all people, should know this. He is the engagement master. And the other thing about Jeremy on the flip side is there probably wouldn't be an AEW line at Jazzwares if it wasn't for Jeremy. And you've got a lot of great comments that we should be posting up. And I'm sorry to have like gone on a rant on Nick Storm's Figure Friday.
No, I
use code icon.
Let's look at the chat. I'm with you. Let's look at the chat.
Let's look at the chat, dude. Yeah. So I want to start off with some of the chats that we might have missed. Let's see. I see Ryan Sweeties. I see where we're at. I had Joe's as a kid. Started collecting the 6-inch ones when they started, but bowed out. Fair enough. What's up, guys? Oh yeah. What's up, Justin? I saw you again. They were very hard to get at one point. I think we were talking about Joe's here. Wrestling figure fans are a niche of the niche. Exactly, man. I can't stop saying this. We're like a niche within a niche. You know, it's exactly what Joe said here. I don't even know why I had to rephrase that.
Well, think about the way. Can we actually hold up? I actually think of an interesting thing for both of you guys. Can you put that comment up? I'm sorry. If I'm like, I've been taking over everyone's stream, but just because I'm excited,
please, dude. This is
lovely. I don't even get to do my own stream. I don't get to do my own stream, guys. I work now. I work a lot. I work every Wednesday night. That's when we go on. I'm not the host because I can't be there. So this is my chance.
Hey, makes my job easier.
Yeah, no. Check it out. So here's the thing. Think about like what Gunther, this great sport, right? It's not really a sport, but it kind of is. So think about like starting lineup fans, UFC fans who like, I think even UFC figure fans. So then wrestling is obviously more of a geeky thing and more of a collectible thing, but that's kind of wrestling figure fans. It's sports. Like it's so much different than like superheroes and Ninja Turtles and stuff. You know what I mean? It's hard to like, not too many people have, you know, like care to have this, but that's kind of like a lot of wrestling fans don't have a freaking Cody Rhodes figure. Right? They have the shirt or they just might watch it, but like how many of them actually have the freaking toys? It is a freaking niche. Yeah.
And even like you'll get some like wrestling fans who'll be like, why would I start collecting toys, dude? What am I, a kid? Yeah, I am. You know, they start like, and then they might actually start seeing it and maybe get into figures then. Who knows? But still, it's like a niche within a niche.
100%.
By the end of the episode, we'll have 10 F-bombs.
We've already had 10.
So yeah, we've already had 10. Well, we've already had 10. We had 100 million. How about that? A lot of tribalism on the Jazzwares line. Some warranted. Glad I don't work on it anymore for that reason. Hard to rep a line that aggravates people so much. What? Yeah, fair enough. Grateful for the opportunity though. I want to know. I don't know if I'd go aggravates them so much. Like I don't know if that's their quota. you know.
Well,
Maybe
is
it
that
is.
Magic? Is that Magic? He's still on the line. He's still developing, right? That's not
This is
Magic.
uh this is Matt Goldberg.
Oh, Matt Goldberg. So Magic is like he's such a nice guy, but it's like he seems like happy to just be there. I don't know. He seems like very happy to just do the work. I don't know. That's just on me. No, I don't know.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
I don't know. Like, but then again, when you're designing toys, it's not really your job to be a PR person. Like Bill McKenna does a lot of stuff, but it's not his job. Like it's not Lenny from GI Joe. Everyone says Lenny, do ask Lenny to do because they all know I'm cool with Lenny from GI Joe. I'm like, he's not even marketing. He's a designer. He's creating the toys. I'm not gonna bother him with a PR question, even though he's my friend. Like same with Bill. These guys are
Right.
designing the figures. It's not their job to be like a connection to us. It's marketing, and they are missing an Ozer. Justin is 1,000%. They need a guy that's making the toys, but a guy that's a connection from Magic to Jeremy to us.
Hey, Jazzwez, if you're out there, if you need an Oza, I can shave my head whenever, wherever. Let me know. I'm there, and my hair is not there. Okay, and I'm not bringing my hair with me. Just hit me up, email me if you will. Business inquiries only.
That's a big
Uh,
hair company. You know it. You fit in.
yeah, there we go.
Donate your hair.
Yeah, dude. Oh, well, now I actually want to. If it's for donation, dude, I'm gonna get a trim. Next time I get a trim, I'm gonna get like a little Ziploc bag, and I'm gonna ship it to St. Jude's. Maybe will they take it?
I don't know how that works.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
Back to figures.
Back to figures. Jacob the Wrestling Fan says, I'm just not as hyped. And we'll get into San Diego Comic-Con in just a little bit. But I love this discussion. I feel like stuff like this should be happening in the figure community. There should be discussions like this. I'm just not hyped about AEW figures. We saw Unrivaled 16 lineup a year ago. No pre-orders yet, plus the figures are usually outdated, unfortunately. See, that's another thing. I think they've kind of like course corrected now and not doing it as much, but they were at one point, maybe a couple years ago, just I think when it came to Double or Nothing or whenever they had reveals, they would show lineups that would span maybe the next 5, 6, 7 waves, and Unrivaled and Unmatched don't come out as quickly as Mattel releases, I feel like. But, again, not to compare the two because they're completely two different entities, but there's just a different release time. There's different factories, they have different plans set out, but I feel like that's when you start to lose that communication a little bit, like Justin, you were saying. Moving on. 1990. Okay, that's pretty good, dude. I won't lie. I really want to get that 2-pack, man. 19.99 for the 2-pack and $9.99 on clearance. Do you guys think you can justify spending $10 on AEW figures going forward? Hopefully the QC issues get fixed. I mean, I pay like $60 Australian a pop to get like one AEW figure here, so I will take that every damn day.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's not good. It's like around 40, 45 USD every time. But yeah. So I'd love that. How about you
I'd pay
guys?
$10 for a AEW figure if I like the character. Sure, even if I don't think the figure's that great, I'd pay $10 for a character I like. So, but unfortunately, I think what Justin was saying, you go to your WalMarts and your Targets, and it's 62 Nyla Rose or 40 the same character Rihos or whatever. There's no variety.
Yeah, they need a Nick Storms to shelf form, dude. That'd be a nice little. No,
Yeah.
no, let's not do that.
I need one signed.
Yeah, okay, yeah, deal. We'll make it happen. The AEW figures I'm hyped for is Brandon Cutler, the Briscoes, Daniel Garcia, Ethan Page. Still need the Hook and Danhausen 2-pack. I love that Hookhausen 2-pack. The Brandon Cutler looks great. I'm sad that it's a chase. Also, yeah, they're making some standalone figures. First time in the line, sometimes here and like that, or whatever the case. The chases in the set. Alex Reynolds, Brandon Cutler now for Unmatched 10. I think it's gonna be. So what do you guys think of that? I want to know your thoughts, Skis, because this is not like a new thing. But Travis, I don't know if I've ever talked to you about how we feel on that.
On what? You got a comment
On
here that says you got this angry guy who doesn't like that you can buy AEW figures at ringside. That bothers me.
what happened here?
Huh?
Look at the
Well,
comment, the new one. What's
Yeah,
wrong with buying
exactly.
from ringside, man? Come on.
Hey, yeah, what's wrong with buying from?
Use code ICON.
I think it's a distribution thing. It's Amazon. It should be all over Amazon. Like you should be able to get any of the unrivaled or unmatched waves there instead of just 2 packs or whatever. Even
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
it's hit and miss as far as getting the regular series. So I think that's what he's getting at.
And I want to preface this by saying we're not speaking in bad faith at all. You know, there are people on that have platforms that do speak in bad faith sometimes, and I'm not throwing anyone under the bus. Nick Storm. No, I'm joking. No bad faith, but like I just want to preface that by saying like we're fans of this line, you know, like we want this to do better. We see the potential, I guess, the potential. I've got no business talking about wrestling figures stuff behind the scenes and the business aspect, but you know, if I can give like my 2 cents on stuff and it starts a discussion, you know, why not? Yeah, and like I'm seeing like a lot of good criticisms here, like the staining and stuff like that. Just like the announcing lineups a year in advance. Like this is not in bad faith. I feel like we're just like, as the kids say, spitting facts.
We want this to succeed. I've got 2 Detolfs dedicated to AEW figures. I've got at least 20 figures around me. I've spent a ridiculous amount of money on this line. I want it to continue, you know, like there are characters I want. I've got a whole list that I'm hoping to see at San Diego Comic-Con. You know, we want Osprey, we want updated Christian, we want, you know, Okada, Mercedes. Like, give us all the characters that we're missing.
Do you think because AEW is not WWE that Jazzwares knows that, right? And then they're not gonna prioritize AEW as much as they could have and should have, like with like photo real true effects or whatever. There's all kind of technology to update scans, so we're not getting like crazy. Obviously, it's better. Look at Jeff Jarrett. You guys have covered this every week. Jeff Jarrett, Jay White. You're starting to get better face scans, so obviously they're doing something right. But there's so many figures they made that don't look anywhere, and they're still coming out. Look at them, MJF and Mox 2-pack. The faces don't look like the characters at all. It's okay, like you can get away with it when someone has a mask on, right? Because it's a mask in face paint, but when it's their face, you can't just like, I don't know. It looks like a stand-in or something.
Yeah.
You know, it
I
looks
feel like like a stand-in. It's like a MJF, like security guard MJF, like getting pushed by
from
Samoa Joe.
WWE. Samoa Joe, yeah.
But yeah, I feel like for the head scans at least, I think the sculpts for the most part have always been great. Like the sculpts, like if we've seen renders or something like that, and then you know you'll start to get your misprints, your face printing tech on it, and maybe it's like I've got the Unrivaled 15 Ethan Page and the smirking scan, you know, just the smirking scan. His eyelids are like a whole eye below his eye, if that makes any sense. And you know, stuff like that, you know, hurts to see, especially as an international consumer. I'm spending a lot more, you know, bang for my buck or not I guess bang. I'm getting a lot more schwang for my buck. Is that? I don't know. We're rambling here. Moving on to the comments. They do take forever to come out. Tires are so outdated. It's a bummer, especially for figure photographers.
That too.
Yeah, and
terrible.
Yeah. I feel like that could go into distribution or
slow.
you know, announcing lines, production, you know, being what it is, factories, whatever the case. And I feel like I don't know, just by like quality of the figures, it feels like they've changed factories a little bit here and there throughout the whole line. You know, that's just me talking, so I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Kids Fix, fair point at Cash Wheeler. I'm glad he got your at in there.
No flips,
okay,
no flips.
No flips, just fists, baby. Jazzwaz says AEW, Pokemon, Halo, Star Wars, Spider-Man, so many more. This is true.
Bigger IP than AEW, yeah.
Dude, I really hope they still release that Abaddon figure. If anything, like, just, I don't know, get her in the line because her new look is, you know, based off Spawn, I guess, from the Todd McFarlane brain, if you will. So I feel like that'd be a really cool figure too. Just get Abaddon out there. I love Abaddon. Okay, maybe that's a strong word. I don't love Abaddon. Nick, are you a member on W Figs? Is that Reddit?
No, that is the Ringside Collectibles message board.
Oh yeah, of course, dude. I know about that. I'm an idiot. What the hell? I am not on that. Should I be on it?
Yes.
What do you guys think?
I mean,
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm I'm gonna be on it right now. Let's see.
The show and sign in to the message.
I just got the AEW Jeff Hardy today. Wonderful figure, one of his
That's
best.
a good one.
Like
Yeah, I don't have it
that,
yet,
I
but it looks
think
good. Yeah.
they have a lot of for me at least, they have a lot of contenders for figure of the year. Jazzwares do, and that Jeff Hardy being one of them. I'm waiting to see what that Unrivaled 16 Jeff looks like with the in-ring attire, I believe. So, oh man, I'm such a Jeff Hardy mark. Nick, what figure do you want to see get revealed at San Diego Comic-Con? Okay, well, let's segue into this little tangent, this little tidbit of the episode, because we got a lot of reveals to talk about, but also we got some predictions to make. What figure I want to see get revealed the most? I'd say, I reckon I'll put money on it. No, I'll put I don't know, something, a pair of ring-worn Nick Storm sunglasses on it that we see a render of CM Punk Money in the Bank Ultimate Edition. I reckon. Like, if not a render, then that, like, yeah, thank you. Then maybe a test shot with all the different, colored plastic everywhere. If anything, because I feel like that's a no-brainer. They signed CM Punk in September. Dude, September 1st, dude. September 2nd, They're working on the Ultimate Edition. Like, so I feel like that's a no-brainer for them attire-wise. And that's something I just want to see real bad. What about you guys? If you had one pick?
oh man.
I'll go let Justin go first because I have a follow-up question on top of this. So go ahead.
Cool.
I want to see Will Ospreay from Wembley last year from Jazzwares.
That'd be freaking great, actually. I'd love that. Yeah. How about you, Travis?
Ooh. This is tough. Someone said this, I think, on one of our last show, actually. They wanted to see Brooklyn Brawler. It's like,
yes.
That'd be such a great, I was a big fan of the enhancement talent growing up because that was wrestling back in the day. You had one decent match. That was the main event. Like it'd be, like Virgil and DDP or something great. It wouldn't even be like a great match. Honky
like
Tonk
80s,
Man
90s
versus like Luke from the Bushwhackers. That would be the main event on like Wrestling Challenge.
Craps.
And then it was all job guys. So I became a fan of the job guys like Mike Sharp, Barry Horowitz, Dwayne Gill, and Barry Hardy. Like, I'd love to just see a bunch of jobbers. I mean, it's such a deep cut. And how do you even sell these things? But throw them on ringside and make them in limited quantities, we see some
it's like the Suffering
talent.
Builds character sort of like timeline, but it's just a jobber.
John's sweating right now. He doesn't want that. He says he's a warehouse full of those. Like, he's like, leave that to Mattel Creations.
Hey, Travis, you'll take the warehouse if you're at that point, right? You just take all the stock.
I'll take it. I wanted to ask you guys what you think. Who do you think they haven't announced who will be in the panels at Comic-Con. So who do you guys think will be? I asked Steve because I was trying to get an inside scoop for the show, and I said, "Have they announced the guests yet for the panel?" He goes, "Well, I know who they are," and I just put a laugh emoji. I'm like, "You bastard!" I'm like, "You so bastard," funny. Because I obviously know they want to announce that themselves. They're not going to have us do it. So, but who do you think will be in the panel? Just as a refresher, we had Cody and Undertaker and Zelina Vega 2 years ago, and last year Chelsea Green, Seth Rollins, and Mick Foley last year. And then AEW, they have their own panel, but in the Jazzwares panel, I imagine they had Sting last year. I missed it, right, Justin?
Yep.
This is your first Comic-Con, or were you there?
This is my first.
Okay, so you missed it, but I missed I didn't go to AEW last year, but I'm wondering what you guys think. Who you think the guests will be in the panel?
I've got one in mind that's like just peeping around the corner. It's like, say my name, and it's not Joe Hendry. Say my name and he appears. No, it's Damian Priest. I reckon he has that Ultimate Edition, that Skeletor coming out.
You nailed it. Yeah, you nailed it, bro. You nailed it. Dude, that's a perfect guest. Perfect guest. Like, I wouldn't I wouldn't pick anybody else. Like, that's
just Damian Priest on the panel.
No, like it's gonna be 3 people, but like I think that's a perfect, like, he's at the peak right now, right? Retaining the title, big SummerSlam match. He's obviously into his gear, like you talked about with Motu, and like he's into and he's like I saw a comment about him say like he's the most chill heel champion, most chill heel champion. Because like, how do you even hate the guy? But you'll still boo him. But it's like he gets
Yep.
away with it, like just being sway and swag, you know.
Yeah, people were calling him bisexual Undertaker for a little bit too, so that was always funny. But like, yeah, I think his gear is phenomenal. I love like I can't remember what it is, maybe Elite 107, the one that just came out. It's a great attire. I love the attire on it. I think it's really cool. The purple hits on it are like really nice with the black. Like I think it, and that just makes me more excited for the Ultimate Edition, especially it being Skeletor attire. So. I feel like they'll bring that out and Damien will be like, oh my god, it's me, it's little me, or whatever the case, you know, whatever they do there. Maybe it's this Dream Match Figs just said Priest, Dominic, and Rhea for the panel. That'd be so interesting.
Just
That'd be
full.
great.
I mean, right? I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, that's it. Right?
Carlito
What-
comes out. He's got an
Gargano.
elite coming out, so yeah, Gargano.
I
Gargano
think
will
yeah,
be
at
there.
this point, those three they probably make the most sense. Like
Yeah.
for the show. Yeah.
Probably
Even though
Finn.
Dominic and Rhea on TV are kind of beefing, like I don't know how you work that in the panel, but
And maybe
They
Liv
can-
comes. I did
Oh,
not
Liv
mean to
could
say
be
it
the-
that way.
oh
Right.
no, see, I didn't even
Sorry.
think about that.
Thank God.
Oh, nothing to see here.
Yeah. Technical difficulties sign, please.
Wait, I've
God.
got something perfect for this. Where is it? There it is. That's perfect. But yeah, like, what are some figures coming out that are like gonna break it, like gonna absolutely break the internet this year? I feel like, you know, since Mattel kind of does that, they, you know, Three Faces of Foley, they sort of, was that Ringside? No, that was Comic-Con, right? Where they announced
Ringside, but it was Comic-Con reveal, yeah, for Ringside.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so yeah, where that was like, I feel like some big figure hitters, like some big releases, you know, I feel like they might coincide the talent with that maybe. So that's why I'm thinking Damian Priest. Justin, Travis, do you have anyone in mind maybe?
Muda. We'll probably see the ultimate Muda, and then I would imagine that they'll reveal something else, probably a render, but I think that maybe we'll see a few different things with Muda.
Hell yeah, I hope so, dude. Fingers crossed.
Should I even say this? From what I know, that's not in the work yet. That's not in the works yet. As far as the various costumes, but that could just be a sway. I've heard things before, and then they're
Right.
revealed. But because I was like, that would be perfect. Actually, I know we said Ringside, but Ringside and Mattel to have alternate uniforms. You don't want multiple Mudas at Target and Walmart, but I'm saying like it would be perfect to have deeper cut Mudas. I'm totally with Justin. That's tops of the wish list. We talked about that with Kyle and MDT when Comic-Con was over last year when it got revealed, right? Was that Comic-Con or WrestleMania?
I mean, they said
WrestleMania
there's a
this year.
roadmap. So, and
Yeah.
they don't have like a lengthy amount of time to do Muda. So I think it makes sense, but we'll see what we see.
Well, no, hold on. You're right. If it's not Ringside, I don't know if Ringside's doing it, but if it's just them doing like Mattel Creations or like maybe even just mainline and saying fuck it, it's Muda, like you're on the money. Obviously, you know about the roadmap. You know, I'm not defuncting anything that debunking anything that Muda that is not going to be more Muda. I'm just saying we're Ringside. As far as I know, I don't think that's happening yet. It could happen like tonight. They could, it's business. Business changes in a minute, right? So.
Yep.
Who knows? But my Target SmackDown 4-pack shipped. Someone's comment.
Let's go. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And guys, thank you for commenting, everyone. There's so many comments. I appreciate everyone typing out a little message. I'm going to get to them at the end, and we'll go through all of them as well. But yeah, I feel like this is something I said a few weeks ago maybe, and I'm still sticking by it. I hope because, we've seen they're doing that 90s WCW Muda. To get like the older head scan of a Muda, like the older mask with the beard, the gray and everything, have a Hall of Fame look elite, maybe in the Legends line or the Elite line, maybe how he came up with Hall of Fame. He had the suit, put a podium in there if you really want to. You could use that from the Bruno, But that's just a good way to get another era of Muta that you don't have to really break the bank for when it comes to budgeting or sculpting or whatever the case, right?
Do we get a Judgment Day like 5-pack then on Mattel Creations? Is that maybe if like 3 of the members are going to be at the panel,
right?
We get a 5-pack because they seem to be doing a lot of those on Mattel Creations and having no problem doing them because they're made to order. You post it, you pre-order it, and when it's done, you make those. That's it. You don't have to worry about it, sitting on shelves, people waiting for it to hit ollies and shit.
Yeah.
Problem is if they break up.
That's everything.
Yeah, I mean, like, they might have been doing that when Edge was still in the Judgment Day, and then he left like a few weeks after or whatever the case. He got kicked out, So I wouldn't be surprised if they rehashed that or made something of that, like since we saw LWO and all that. So, but we could talk all about LWO. This could be LWO Friday. No, we should talk about SDCCCCCC because we saw this revealed. And this one actually sort of, controversial opinion, I don't hate it. Some people, this is like the crux. I've seen some people like say, I'm out on this line now because of this. Oh my God, get this out of here. And I'm like, okay, that's a little overreaction. How are you out on the line? Look at this packaging, bro. Anyway, I've seen some arguments maybe that this shouldn't warrant it being a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, maybe. And I might agree with that, but I think it sort of fits in the theme with comic books and stuff like that. I feel like this would be the place to do it. 1 of 1,000, I think this might make the figure more sought after as well, since it's not that I guess big of a release. I feel like the
1 of 3, 1 of 5. Yep.
I feel like the aesthetics on this one are really, really cool, but we had some discussions on the Instagram posts at Mixstorm Review that maybe like the attire between the legs are a little plain. I don't know. There could be something else that came with this, but I feel like as a release, this is not too bad, but as a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, I scratch my head a little bit. But I don't know. I might still get it. I want to grab your opinions on this.
That it's 1 in 1,000 and it's a comic book attire. I think it fits. It's one that I want it, but if for some reason like I don't get it while I'm at Comic-Con and I have to get it on the secondary market, I'm not going to feel too bad about it. Right. It's just kind of one of those things. I don't know. Like it's not a blow away by any means, but would you rather it be this or would you rather it be Okada's first AEW figure or something like that?
Right.
Like
I would not be able to grab it if that's the case.
Exactly.
San Diego Comic-Con, yeah.
And like I feel like that's the same thing that we've heard about the Mattel one is like, this doesn't feel like an SDCC release. And at least this one has like the comic book element to it. But yeah, it's kind of a year of like just kind of regular attires and not anything too over the top. Right.
How about you, Travis? What do you think on this? Are you sort of out on San Diego Comic-Con exclusives? I mean, I don't know why you would be. You're going to the frickin' thing. I'm pretty much out on San Diego Comic-Con exclusives.
My question is for Justin. Did you enter the toy lottery?
Yeah. I've got a lot of Jazzwares in that lottery.
Well, did you get the email back today? I got one.
I haven't seen anything yet.
You guys are gambling?
Oh, you better look. And break the news right on Nick Storm Figure Friday Live, baby.
I don't think I'm going to be able to find it in time. So
find it. Oh, you get a lot of emails. I just get the notification. It was like, oh, it looks like I won the. But I only did Hasbro because we're a GI Joe and Marvel channel mostly, so I had to make sure I got those. Plus, my roommate who usually goes to Comic-Con can't go, and I had to make sure I got him one of each, but I did not get Jazzwares. I did apply for one of the Jazzwares lottery spots, but didn't get it. So hoping to do a trade with someone who wants something maybe from Hasbro. We can do like, hey, you buy your extra Kenny, and I'll buy you an extra Cobra Commander or Death Head or whatever. And we'll
There you
do a
go.
flipperoo. Yeah,
Scratch your
yeah.
back, you
I
scratch
want
mine,
this.
sort of
I
thing.
want it. It's Kenny Omega. He's my favorite wrestler, or at least favorite AEW wrestler.
Let's go. I get called crazy, I feel like, when I say that. So thank you, Travis.
No, Kenny is he's the best. So
Damn
he's
right.
the best bout machine. And it's got superhero. I mean, come on, it's Comic-Con, Captain America. It's like it's kind of weird, Captain America, because then it's got the maple leaf. He's Canadian, so I don't know how I
Captain
feel
Canada,
about all that.
yeah.
But he wore it, right? He wore it at Double or Nothing in the match, in the Anarchy match. All right. So
Right.
it's a trash can lid shield too. It's accurate. I know a lot of people are
Right.
like, why isn't there a maple leaf on the shield and all that? That would have been cool, but that's at least this is accurate to the match, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like maybe people are like, where the heck is the design on it? Did they miss it? No. I mean, watch Double or Nothing 2023. Watch the whole pay-per-view. Watch all 7 hours of that pay-per-view.
Well, they could have gave us another shield with like the maple leaf on it or something, just to make it fun, or a Captain America one or something, just something to add.
Maybe what if it was like a head scan with like the Captain America helmet on, like a head scan? I feel like that'd be a cool sculpted on little thing, like
that would be dope.
To spice it up a little bit. Instead, I think we get 4 re-release head scans with this one. So no new sculpts with these, unfortunately. But I don't mind the head scans at all. But I do think
they're okay.
On some of these
they're all right.
Are a little bit off. But I do like the sculpts on their own, I think. But yeah, final thoughts on this release. Will you guys be copping one? Are you guys gonna try and find one out in the wild, or I guess Hasbro trade?
It's up to Justin. It's up to Justin. Am I gonna get one too?
I mean, I don't even think that I've got anything that you were talking about.
Justin?
So.
You didn't get an email from Comic-Con International?
I did not. So.
Oh.
You better fly into that email like Kenny Omega right here, dude. Damn.
Yeah.
Omega is peak. Thank you. Yes. Omega is definitely peak.
Hopefully Justin gets an email this weekend or something.
Yeah, maybe.
If not, it looks like we'll be going to eBay and paying double or triple.
This is my god. Yeah, I'm gonna be paying quadruple. So yeah, this is gonna be fun.
Because how much is this? What's a retail? $35.99?
I'm not too sure on retail.
40.
$34.99.
40.
Okay. It's a 40.
Well, there you go.
40 for this? That's a little pricey.
I mean, yeah. I feel like.
I mean, that's without eBay. It's 40. That's a lot for like one guy, 4 scans, and a trash can lid. I don't know.
Right. I do like the outer shell. Like, if you're a mock collector, you gotta be happy with this, right?
Paying for the box. That's why.
It's one of 1,000. So.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But then the problem is the eBay price is going to be 110 or something. It's not going to be good.
Well,
and honestly,
you
this
know that
like
not
the. Sorry.
Oh no, sorry.
What
I
was
just gonna say? You know, it's not cheap to go to Comic-Con. So.
No.
This should be in the ticket, like, this should be, when you buy a ticket, you get a Kenny Omega San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. But then never mind. No one would, more than 1,000 people are going to this convention, right?
Yeah.
Just 1,000. Just 1,000 people are going to Comic-Con.
They cut it off.
And they're all going to the AEW Jazzwares panel, all 1,000. Yeah. Even though the room only fits like 300 people. You see that? The room,
that'll be me.
The room capacity is like 400 people for that room. Yeah. If you want to go see AEW, I mean, if you want to see the Jazzwares for AEW, you probably got to go the panel before it. It's only 400 something people.
You got standing.
But AEW's kind of fell off. AEW popularity's fell off a little bit, so maybe you could just walk in when it happens. I don't know. I'm serious.
Honestly, give it a try.
I'm actually serious.
Give it a try.
Yeah.
Okay, but wait. Sorry. So I think I remember what I was gonna say. Okay, so I feel like with this release, since it is like in the box and stuff like that, and it is a 1 of 1,000, you might not want to open it. You don't want to ruin it. This looks like you could just slit at the top, and sort of take it out, sort of slide them out like that, and not break the box, which I'm happy with. I kind of like that. So. I like when they do stuff like that. Unrivaled and unmatched and not like that at all. You have to kind of rip the box open. There's no
their packaging is terrible. Yeah.
There's no keeping that intact. But yeah, I do not mind this at all. I'm probably gonna seek this out, dude. I love Kenny, so I want to try and get like every Kenny Jazzwares figure, and I think I'm nearly there. So this will be interesting one to get for sure. God damn. Ooh, guys. Another reveal. Holy hell. Could you believe it? So, Mattel revealed a few things as well, and I think over the next week or so, we'll start to see more from Mattel and Jazzwares as well, since Comic-Con is just around the corner, literally. We're getting a 3-pack of the Arthur and Sika, the Wild Samoans, and Roman Reigns. Holy hell. I love this to bits, maybe. I don't know if this is my demographic. This is not my sort of cup of tea. But as a release, I think this is super, super cool for, fans of that time and fans of the Bloodline, stuff like that. I love the cloth shirts on these. Oh my god, they look great. I want to throw them on every figure ever. I love those sort of floral design shirts that we can get whenever we can get them. Like the Maya Via 3-pack with The Rock and all that stuff. Justin and Travis. I nearly said Justin and Kendall. Justin and Travis. What do you guys think of this release?
So the first thing that stands out to me about it, the Samoans, the Wild Samoans, are very thin. And I heard My Damn Toys talking about it, and he said that they made them thin because they've got the older heads there. So they're more sort of geared as like the older version of the Samoans, which I thought was interesting that they did that. And it definitely made me think I'm not selling my older Samoans at this point.
There you go. Hey, that's a good idea. There you go. If Mattel, maybe there's going to be like a new drive for those older figures when these come out, if people want like the bigger bodies. So yeah.
Yeah. And then the thing with this is we've got a lot of Maya Via 3-packs just warming everywhere here in Walmart stores. So hopefully they start clearancing those or moving those out, because it'll be a long time before we see this if they don't get those moved.
Yeah. Travi Patty, what do you think of this? Are you gonna grab it?
Well, I never got the Maya Via Legacy pack, which I think is better than this. I think the soft goods in here are great. I'm a big fan of Body Slam, and I'm still not gonna get it. the Piper movie. Alpha and Secret were in it, but yeah, was this the Anoa Legacy? I don't know. I'm all right with it. I didn't get the Rock one. If I see it at a Walmart on a $10 or something, I'll grab it. But I'm good on it. It's cool that they made it. I just don't know. I hope they made a lot less of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a tricky thing, right? Retail, because you don't make enough. You got people like us crying, complaining, bitching, moaning, and all that, messaging Ozer saying, "Oh, I can't find anything," which I message him every week, and I'm surprised he hasn't blocked me yet, because I complained to him about Walmart
it's coming.
exclusives. I live in SoCal, so we have the most. Southern California has the most scalpers, flippers, nerd, collector, neckbeard people. So it's almost impossible. Like all the Hot Wheel guys line up at Walmart every morning at 6, and then once they miss out on their Hot Wheels, they clear out the shelves and flip this stuff. So it's hard to find anything at Walmart. And now I'm telling them to get less. It's like, how come I can't find Monday Night Wars, but then I find 700 of these? Like, get it right. Like, do your research. Like, Ozer knows, but it's like, relay that message into them and like what's going to be in demand, what's not. Sometimes you just don't know. It is what it is.
Right. I want to say like a nice touch on this, I think, is the older head scans for Arthur and Sika. The younger scans for the Wild Samoans, I think, are reuse, but you get some true
they're
effects
horrible
here.
Yeah, they're bad.
Man, that's why I think like figure photography with like Arthur and Sika in like the floral shirts with the black sarongs, next to a Roman Reigns, I think that's gonna look really, really cool. I'm just excited for figure photography for this. I might have to skip on this one because my wallet is already just angry at me. I mean, can you blame me? Buying freaking figures all the damn time. But yeah, I think this is a cool release. I can maybe skip out on it. This is a new thing they're doing with this Roman scan. I just realized they made one of the hair strands, instead of both coming down over his shoulders, one is only over his shoulder, and I think that's maybe a new little thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope they do that for more Romans. Just, I don't know, spice them up a little bit maybe. Let's see some talking. Let's see some comments, dude. This Mullen Dynasty pack is way better than the Maivia pack. I'm def getting it. Damn, Travis, what do you think of this? Hot take.
No, I mean, you like what you like. Go grab it, right? I
Damn
didn't
right,
get
baby.
either one of them really, so I don't even know if I want. I don't even know if I get this if I saw it for $10. I don't know.
Damn. Not even on clearance.
You can't buy everything though. You can't like and buy everything, right? That's
Exactly,
the thing.
yeah.
I think it's okay to pass on. I'm not saying like it's there's obviously people who like it. Go buy it. You know what I mean? It's not the worst
Yeah.
thing ever. It's good. It's solid.
Exactly. This is
It's not
like
for me.
I like a lot of this. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not the demographic for it. Mixed emotions with this pack. The Wild Samoans are far too skinny for their early days, but very good for the old days. Roman needs to use the Hollywood Hogan torso instead of this ripped torso. The Hollywood Hogan torso, is that like the newer sculpt that he's coming out with?
I think that's what they're probably referring to.
What would you think if you guys had that torso on Roman Reigns figures and Elites going forward?
Oh man, I got to think about it. Like I got to remember it.
Yeah, this
I've
is
seen a
true.
lot
It's
of
very-
torsos.
It's very long. It's a long torso. I think. Roman should have came with the red glove and boots. See, yeah, I feel like that's maybe where they miss the mark a little bit with this. Not as a whole, because I mean, you get a lot of great stuff in this, but to make it like a little bit, add a little bit more oomph, maybe like it needs some. Put the red gauntlet, because just to match with the bloodline and the red and everything, I feel like that'd be a good little match. But if someone missed out on Gold Glove Roman, this might have to be the way to get it. I mean, I guess.
Yeah. Mhm.
So there's that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cameron Bell, by the way. How you doing? And Ricky Red Devil. Shout out to you guys. It's from when he beat Jay and became the tribal chief and got respect from the elders. Okay. This all makes sense. Okay. What do you guys think? With this knowledge, would you rather the red gauntlet? This is such a nitpick. Who cares?
Whatever. Move on.
Yeah, whatever. The new
Yeah.
head is really good. Yeah. I spent over 5,000 this year. Damn,
That's
dude,
nothing.
probably
I spend that
I
a
don't-
week on toys.
Yeah, I don't want to look at my spendings right
No,
now.
I'm
No
kidding.
way. I don't want
Yeah.
to look at mine.
I don't
but
even.
yeah.
I won't look. I refuse because then it will make me want to like not live on this earth anymore. If I see how much money I actually spent on toys with all the different toy brands and lines I collect and all the new stuff coming out, I'm like, I can't
Yeah,
look.
you can miss me with that. If someone showed me my bank, how much I'm losing, I would close my eyes. I don't even have eyes to freaking close.
Yeah,
That's why you wear the glasses.
This is why I wear the glasses. Yeah, you'd see the void if you just looked into my eyes.
Yeah.
But this is another reveal, dude. Moving on. This is, I think we saw, this was a part of the Monday Night War Ultimate Edition line, if I'm mistaken.
Yeah.
And this is a new Triple H, man. You're right. I'm over, pal. Yeah, dude. It's coming with some tracky dacks, some shirt, a water bottle, some hands, some heads here and there. But the big thing on this, for me at least, is the new torso. This is a completely new sculpted torso for Ultimate Editions, at least. This is the first time we've seen it, and I can imagine. I was watching My Damn Toys video. He was saying this could work for like guys like Austin Theory or whatever the case. This is just a more versatile torso to use than the big jacked, like the Thing, sort of jacked like torso. I like to call that the Thing. But yeah, what do you guys think on this? I really like this, honestly. The hair tied, is an interesting choice, but obviously it's probably around that time when he was tying his hair back and all that fun stuff. So guys, talk my ears off about this.
I like this. I like that we've got a new torso. That's been one of my critiques of the Ultimate Edition line is
Right.
the torsos. Sometimes they do not look good. The first Triple H torso really looked bad, I thought. And they've improved steadily from there. Although there's just, I don't know. This is another rant that we can talk about later. But I
Hell
think
yeah,
that the
I love rants.
Ultimate Edition line has sort of lost its luster, and there's just a few too many like more common releases, and it doesn't have that special feel sometimes that you get from like this guy,
Right.
like there are moments where it feels really special. There are moments where it doesn't feel that special at all. And I think this is a good release. I like the upgrades in the body. I like the ponytail head. The tire choice could have probably done without this one in the Ultimate Edition line, but
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I want to know who the WCW guy is at this point.
This is true. Travis, what do you think of this this H?
Well, I think it's great, but like Justin says, do we really need this to be an ultimate
right
figure, right? So they did everything right here. I mean, I don't know about that Rob Zombie face in the middle, up at the top, but the hair, right? But I like I like the ponytail. Obviously, as a new look. All the other two scans look amazing. Obviously, we got his torso, right? You could use it; it's versatile, but that is Triple H. I mean, it looks just like it's his body, right? And
yeah.
I thought we were getting that jean jacket like one or whatever. Weren't we supposed to get another Triple H Ultimate that was teased, and then instead we got this one?
I don't think so.
Game
not that I'm
over,
aware.
Triple H.
I think this is game over Triple H. Like if you flip that shirt, it's
It says game over. Okay.
Yeah.
It actually says Figure Friday on the back, but yeah, I'll take it.
I thought we were gonna get some kind of jean jacket one or something, but I guess we got a tracksuit one.
I mean, that's the old defining moments one that this probably should have been like the
right. That's what I'm saying.
Return, but
yeah,
that doesn't fit the Monday Night Wars line. Or
yeah. That's a good
should
call.
Still be an I think that's Triple H's next Ultimate. If not, do that as Triple H's next Ultimate. Thank you, Triple H.
No, I'm excited for it. I'm just saying, like this. I just don't know. Like we got that dumb Triple H from Monday Night Wars series. What was it? Series 2, series 3? No, 3 with Rey Mysterio, the pink Rey Mysterio. That's 3, right? So we didn't need that one. This could have been that figure. Right, like you didn't have to. Obviously, it wouldn't come with all this stuff, but we could have replaced that useless Triple H with the red tights and had this one and beefened up that wave. The fake Diesel wave, like that. Like I don't know.
I mean, that's another issue with this line already is that there are a lot of repeats. Triple H is gonna be in this line how many times already? Like he's got an ultimate
boss
here.
now, buddy. You gotta get used to it's time to start learning the words to the game by Motorhead.
I know, man. Like he's getting the best of figure. He's getting, and maybe that's what you're referring to, like his the day after Raw in the jeans and whatever, like the best of figure that they're gonna re-release. But like there are a lot of repeats in this Monday Night War line already. Like, why aren't we getting different characters? Like, I don't know. Like,
and maybe to different characters. I want to ask, Justin, you said it before. You want to know what the WCW counterpart's going to be for this. So I want to ask the people in the chat as well, but also Travis and Justin, if you had a guess or if you had a if you had a want maybe for the WCW counterpart, who would you pick?
Well, I think I got an answer for Justin. I think because we're looking at these are exclusives for Walmart and Target. So they're just trying to get, you got to think of these board meetings. This is going to have, it's like Ozer, right? Bill, and then some guy in a suit. So, and some marketing people, whatever. So the guy in the suit is like, give me the Cenas, the Austins, the Takers, Triple H. There's a short list. The Rock, Brock, it's like this. Brock
fake
obviously
Diesel.
Isn't. I mean, they're gonna make some deep cuts, but it's gonna be mostly populated by the heavy hitters, Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, like of course but they're only gonna do one tricky figure in each wave, or like what. So for this one, we got Lita. Obviously, we get to it, but it's like they're not always gonna have 4 figures that are unique.
But they are repeating way too soon. And
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm telling you what they're thinking about from their corporate point of view. This isn't Ozer's choice.
I get it, but we've got a Hollywood Hulk Hogan that won't leave the pegs at this point. We've got Rey Mysterio and Triple H who are gumming up. Like we've got a shipper here that I don't know that they've sold any of the Triple H and Rey Mysterios on.
No, you're not. Again, you're not wrong from a fan perspective, and it's not knowing what the fans want. It's
Yeah.
sometimes you just gotta. It's the guy who's global marketing doesn't make all the choices. It's who's this Walmart guy. The Walmart sellers are the ones that have their short list of characters that they want.
Yeah. Bring up Justin's comment because that's my pick.
Yep. Oh man.
If we're gonna re-release figures, let's get Booker but in a new attire, best of 7.
I agree. I'm with you.
Man,
I'm with you.
absolutely. You know what? Is this like for tights? Is that like the singlet tights sort of thing he's talking about?
Just bare chest and the white tights. I don't know if this is like best of 7 Benoit version, but yeah.
That'd be awesome, dude. I think like that's honestly the way to go. We haven't seen an Ultimate Booker T, and I feel like he is one of those talents, one of those characters, that was around so much and probably a mainstay. It was a main eventer, right, in WWE and all that stuff. So I feel like a Booker T should be in the works as an Ultimate Edition, and I would not mind that. Seeing this attire here, I think that'd be really clean. But hey, Travis. Hey, you. Hey, Travis.
Yo.
Would you pick Booker T as well?
Is he here? Did he like short out? The trap bot has.
No, I think I just don't know how to ask questions properly. I think that's actually what it is. Travis, dude, if you had a pick, would you go with the Booker T?
Well, yeah. I mean, I know I said yes when I clapped. I didn't have to.
Oh, okay, yeah, exactly. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
Sorry
You're so true. You say his name and he.
No, I don't know what else to say except
fucking
bring it on. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Your game. Would be on a reel with double belt like Goldberg. Would be really cool. Buff Bagwell would be cool, but don't think it would happen.
Not gonna happen.
Right. Not gonna happen. Yeah, I'm gonna be like frothing over all the customs I see of Buff for my whole life. I'd buy that or WCW Champ Booker in a second. Yeah. Dean Malenko, Sid, the Giant, or Kidman would be
his
really
next
cool.
comment. His next comment. None are under contract. That's exactly why we're getting the same figures over and over again. It's hard.
But they clearly are redoing some of these Monday Night War or Monday Night Nitro stage figures as elites. Where's Scott Steiner? And I say that, and maybe they're holding out for Comic-Con, but it's like that's one that they can do. Let's do a 2000 Scott Steiner Ultimate Edition in the red trunks with a tiger. Give me that.
Right. Yeah. Hey, Mo the Fig God, how you doing, sexy? WCW Ultimate Edition Yeti, dude. Hell yeah. Are we serious? Yeah, dude. Get me a Yeti this instant. Raven would be so sick, man. Yeah. I really want to see a Ultimate Raven or like at some point. I never thought we would see a Sandman Elite, and we have. So maybe anything's possible. Not maybe. Right. Maybe anything's possible if you put your mind to it. No, stop. Okay, we have more to talk about, and I don't want to take up any more of anyone else's time because I feel guilty. I feel guilty, guys. It's me. I feel guilty. Look at me. I'm the victim. Just kidding. You know who's the victim of getting talked about on Figure Friday? This freaking Razor Ramon and Lita. Damn, that was a segue and a half, dude. That was awful. Damn, someone needs to fire this guy. But we're seeing here, I believe. I had the lineup here. This is the Monday Night War Elite line, right?
It is, yeah.
Exactly. Okay, thank God.
The Dusty Build-A-Figure, I think.
Exactly, yeah. So I had it written down, and I freaking went on your website, and there it was. So thank you, go to WrestlingFigureNews.com for all your freaking news and everything, please. Okay, thank you.
Are you sure it's not Scott Flash Norton Build-A-Figure?
Scott Flash Norton.
It's one of our two options.
Yeah, because we don't have the face yet. So was Roadblock was not Roadblock from G.I. Joe, but the other Roadblock was he in NWO?
No.
Yeah, I mean, like we haven't seen the head scan with this, but yeah, it's pretty much gonna be Dusty. But who knows? Could be Norton. Could be Norton. Yeah. Could be cheeky little Norton action here. No, but We're seeing this Razor Ramon, and we're seeing this this leader, which is would it be a Scott Hall? Sorry, not a Razor Ramon.
Oh, this is Razor. This is
It says
dying.
Razor on the. I'm stupid, guys. Get me out of here. I've been here for too long. We need to wrap this up. No, but this is Razor Ramon and
That's
Lita.
straight up. Hey, but that's straight up trolling that they would have Razor Ramon with the NWO shirt next to
Right? Like, say hello to NWO.
It's straight up trolling. Like they were
Yeah.
like, let's mess with the people. Like
You
he
know
could
who
be
I am?
Scott Hall. Yeah.
But you don't know what I'm coming with, and it's an
Exactly.
NWO shirt, dude.
Well, the vest
but
is great. The vest is
Yeah,
great.
it's
That
coming
print,
with
that's
a-
the one thing saving this figure, I think.
Absolutely, man. There's the gold chain and the thumbs accessories as well for Razor. But yeah, that cloth goods vest, man, I really want to put over. That
Yeah.
looks like something my uncle would wear. You know, like that fun uncle at the gathering or whatever the case. Like, I love this to bits, dude. I want this Razor maybe for that reason, just for the vest. When's the last time we saw have we seen a cloth vest for Razor? Has it always been that rubber sculpted for Razor?
Yeah,
Wow.
we've never gotten the cloth goods.
Wow, okay. Oh, rubber, I should say hard plastic. But yeah, man, I think that puts this Razor over the top, even if it's just a repaint with not much going on when it comes to it, attire-wise. But that leader, man, I am a big fan of that leader. Is this a repaint as well? Do you guys know?
I think it's close to it. Like I think it's
Right.
very close to that first Lita that we got.
Right, okay. It does come with the women's title. I do not mind these two, but I think the big hitters of this set are gonna be bang. There you go, dude. We're getting a WCW Nitro stage crowdfund. Ultimate
R.I.P.
Warrior.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. dude. My condolences, dude. Oh my god, it's such a sad day. But no, man. I'm glad they're redoing this. This Duster is too freaking good not to, in my opinion. I feel like they had the draft. They wanted this crowdfund to go through, obviously. And I'm glad that not that it didn't, but I'm glad that we're getting all these coming out of the woodworks. We're thinking about that Ray that you were talking about, Travis, with the all pink. Maybe they'll get to that Steiner as well, like you were saying, Justin.
Yeah.
I hope so, and I hope they can nail the Pastamania Hogan. In that whole in the timeline. Hopefully they can nail that. I'd love to see Pastamania here, but I really like this release as well. This is just What do you guys think of this? This is more up your alley of fandom, I assume. But what do you guys think?
Well, Bill is excited because remember when the crowdfund was out, he was justifying why he was making this figure, right? Because we got Ultimate Warrior's tenure in WCW. We all know about it, but the fact that he got a chance to make something so magnificent with his Duster was why he did it. It wasn't really about the character selection for the crowdfund for Bill. It was about making a dream character of his. That's what's great about Bill McKenna as a diehard wrestling fan making wrestling toys, right? So it's another Ultimate Warrior, but at least it's got like the bleach blonde. It's got a great Duster, and it's gonna be part of a Build-A-Figure. So probably with the face of Dusty is my guess on that, or their arms or something. So yeah, I think you gotta cop it.
Justin, what are your thoughts on bringing this back in and reviving it from the dead, resurrecting it, if you will?
I know why they did it. I mean, they put all the tooling into making that robe and that head sculpt, and you just toss on an elite torso, and you've got the figure.
Right.
I mean, I'm fine with it. It is what we talked about earlier. The niche of the niche of the niche.
Yep. Exactly. Was this like a significant event when he came out to this as well? Because I wasn't there. I was born in 2001. I had no hope.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big deal that the Ultimate Warrior was in WCW, but it flamed out so quickly and it went so poorly. Like, I'm sure you've seen the mirror, him showing up in the mirror.
Yeah.
I
have seen that.
Just
so
a forgettable run.
Not good memories or good memories? No, bad memories,
Nah.
right?
Mostly bad.
Mostly bad, but this Duster is going to bring some good memories to your collection. Hey, yo, put on any figure you want, dude, and it'll spruce up that figure. God damn, I love these dusters I just love Ultimate Warrior attires, so I appreciate
Well, I think
that.
this was their one chance to make a WCW Warrior, right? I mean, we got one
Yeah.
more. We got the Halloween Havoc one, right? And we got a duster for that.
Yeah. Was the
But
Halloween Havoc one the singlet? Is that what I'm thinking of?
trying to think. I feel like we got one already. An Ultimate Warrior from WCW with a
Nah.
different duster. But regardless, this was probably their chance to make this. Bill did it. Obviously, it was going to be part of a crowdfund. So, yeah, I mean, it's cool that we're getting all the figures from the crowdfund. They were like, you can only get this figure if you do
Yeah,
the crowdfund.
exactly.
But hey, like Vince McMahon used to say, plans change. So, like every minute. So, I mean, that happened, and now we're starting to see the figures. And I think, yeah, Scott Steiner is the news because we need him that we need those versions, the Big Papa Pump. We need
Yeah.
the one from the
Yep.
crowdfund. We need all that announced at Comic-Con or shortly after.
I wonder, since that they have the tooling of the Ultimate Scott Steiner with the singlet, maybe they just put that Big Papa Pump head sculpt on it and just kind of do a whatever and just release that as an Ultimate, because I feel like they will probably release that singlet Steiner at one point, as an Elite or Ultimate regardless, right?
Steve vowed that they will not release those figures as ultimates, that they will release them only as they may release them as elites or basics or whatever, but they won't come back as ultimates.
This is sad news. All right, well that makes sense, I guess.
I'm okay. I'm okay with that. So
Yeah,
they,
I'm
like you
okay
said,
with
they're
that.
getting too many ultimates as it is, and none of them make sense anymore. So I'm cool with just bringing them in as elite.
This is so true.
So
I
yeah,
feel like as a collector, you could just be an Ultimate Edition guy if you're not even a big figure guy, and you could be
if I were to
happy.
do it over, if I were to do it over, I would just get ultimates and just be all in on ultimates and not even worry about the elite. But they know about it. It's any toy brand that has multiple lines. So for instance, we were interviewing Fresh Monkey Fiction, and they have
Yeah,
Eagle Force in 118, and they said, "Oh, we're gonna do Eagle Force in 112," but they're gonna just when they do it in 112, they're not going to give all the best toys to 112. It's same thing with like Star Wars, right? Star Wars,
yeah,
you have the vintage collection and you have the Black Series. They're not going to give everything to the Black Series because then the vintage collection starts to moan about it. So it's going to go back and forth with Ultimate, and you're going to get some first looks in Ultimate, some first in Elite. It's just kind of how it is. So it's really hard to be an only Ultimate collector because a lot of essential looks or characters are going to come to Elite first and vice versa, right?
right. Moving on, dude. We gotta get the heck out of here, right? It's been so long. Yeah, I'm keeping you guys for eternity. You guys are gonna be shackled in my
This is
basement.
just a warm up for a toy kind of mood. This is like we're
Yeah,
just getting
dude. I love it. To be honest,
yeah.
I need someone to ramble back to my rambles, so it makes sense. If that makes any sense. That doesn't make sense, but it does make sense. It does make sense. Dude, we're getting a 6 here as well to complete the set. To finish it off, round it off. New head sculpt for 6. I don't know if the attire's all there for me, but I do like these knee pad sculpts that they're getting out there. What do you guys think of this 6? I don't know if it's I don't know. I don't think it's the weakest of the set, but it's not something that screams out to me, if anything.
Yeah, new head, so that
Yep.
jumps out at me, and I don't think it's a better attire than the original one, and I kind of wonder if there's going to be a variant in this. Maybe 6 would be that variant,
Right.
so maybe we see something like that, or maybe it's Lita. I don't know. Could be
Right.
Razor. Could be nothing.
Could be absolutely nothing. Yeah, Travis, what do you think of the 6?
I like the tights. That singlet up top is really boring, right? It's just like a
Yeah.
black tank top with like gold, little bit of gold trim there and there. Face sculpt is cool. People got to remember this is like WCW 6, so he's got a different look than X-Pac.
Right.
He might be the weakest in the line, but it's not a bad. It's better than like the Triple H that we got from. It's like the better, like for the weakest of the 4 figures, it's better than some of the weakest of the 4 figures in previous waves.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense to me there. Yeah. The gold trim isn't too bad. I think the hits of gold on this are, and the new head sculpt is what saves it as a figure.
sure.
Honestly, I think I love the shimmering, shining, shimmering, splendid, or whatever they said. But
3
I
sets
think
of
that-
hands is good. 3 sets of hands is good.
I do like that. It comes with fists. It comes with Kawhi Leonard or whatever My Damn Toys it calls that one. But I think, with that being said, guys, I think thus concludes this episode of Figured On Friday. I want to shout out everyone for being in here. First off, who we got? We got Kids Figs, DJ 5 Ash, MBG 1211, Ryan Sweeney, Justin Bates, Joe M, Jacob the Wrestling Fan. I'm probably going to say a few names a couple times. Dream Match Figs, Blanca Sanchez. Let's see, Mo the frickin' Fig God. I see you here, baby. Ricky Red Devil. Who else we got? Cameron Bell. Dude, you guys blew up this comment section. And I thank you guys for one. Holy hell. You guys are making my rambling worth it. Yeah, dude, Travis is getting into it. Okay? No, but I want to thank everyone, every single person for being here. And more importantly, Travis is getting... There you go, Travis. Yeah, dude. More importantly, I want to thank my special guests for this episode, Travis and Justin Kendall. You can find them at a Wrestling Figure News kind of mood on everything you freaking can. Guys, roll out the red carpet for yourselves. Where can the people find you out there?
They can find me at WrestleFig News Pod on Instagram and then WrestlingFigureNews.com.
Hell yeah. How about you, Travis, if you will?
You can find me at the Wrestling DeLorean 85.
No, that's his dead name, brother.
If you get Justin for that one. Yeah, Wrestling Fig Pod now, right? Let's get that straight.
WrestleFig News Pod.
WrestleFig News Pod, which I have to change in the
News
description.
Pod. Wrestling Fig News Pod. Go.
You keep
that.
messing it up, but that's all right.
Wrestling Fig News.
No.
WrestleFig News Pod. WrestleFig News Pod.
But that's what makes this bit funny. I'm keep getting the wrong one promoting it.
WrestlePod Fig News
Fig
Wrestling.
News Pod.
Wrestling
I
Fig
got it
Pod
right.
News.
Stop. You're killing me. Do not say that.
With that being said,
at a toy kind of move. That's it. It's that way everywhere. At a toy kind of move. X, Facebook. No, it's not on Facebook, but YouTube, X, and
On Meta?
Instagram. At a toy kind of move. That's it.
And tout.
hell yeah. And you can find me at Nick Storm Review everywhere you gosh darn can if you want to see more of my mug. Why would you want to do that? But without further ado, again, I want to thank everyone for being here. I want to thank you guys for joining us for this episode, Travis and Justin. And freaking, we'll be seeing ya when we're freaking looking at you next. Bye-bye. Did you enjoy this stream? Well, good, because after this stream ends, make sure to go onto my channel and binge watch every single one of my videos, because they're guaranteed a good chuckle or two. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye!